Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me through Facebook by one of our brother, and the message reads like this: Hello, how are you? Please post my story as anonymous. As we are fast approaching the festive season, I want people to know that out there are people that will be looking to get your money in any kind of a way. And this is what happened to me. It was that in that year when my wife divorced me because I lost the money that we had been saving for nearly 3 years. And I thought that what I was doing something that was going to make us to become very rich. I was born and I was raised in KZN, and then I came to Joburg and I started working in the construction industry. My wife as well, she was working at this other private clinic, but she was working as a cleaner. We then decided that we wanted to raise money so that we can return back home. Since I had once worked as a taxi driver, if we would be able to raise money to join a taxi association, and then we would have bought our taxi, then we can start working, and maybe one day we would have a lot of taxis. This was the dream that me and my wife had, and a dream that we thought that we were going to achieve until I was robbed of my money. So we worked and we worked. The money, it was in the bank, and we wanted to buy a car for cash without using the bank. And I regret, maybe we should have just used the bank to finance for that taxi, since our credit score was okay, because we had kept this money in the bank for 3 years without touching any of it. This was our savings. So the bank used to even send us some approvals that you have been pre-approved for this and that, but we did not want that. We wanted to buy a taxi for cash, then we will return back to KZN so that we can start to do other things. And then it happened in November. I then started to talk with this other man. I met this man. I think it was also because of me. I have to be blamed. I was just missing sex, and my wife in those days, she did not want to have sex with me whenever I wanted. So I went on a group so that I can buy those women that sell their bodies on Facebook. So I was looking for one that was staying in that area where we had been staying. So as I was looking, that was when I saw that there was a post of this other woman who had a very good price. The only challenge was that she was in Sosha and I was in Joburg, so I had to go there so that I can see her. I tried to convince her to come to Joburg. She then agreed. She then told me that I was supposed to send her some money so that she can be able to get on the taxi. I sent her, and then she said that she had a problem and she wanted me to come. She was scared that maybe I was a killer. I said, okay, it's fine. I'll come. Since it was already weekend, she had said that you're going to spend the weekend at my place if you please me well. I said, okay, it's fine. I then went there, but when I arrived in Sosha, I could not find anyone. And in the meantime, when we had been talking together, one thing that she kept on talking about was how at her place there were these other Zimbabwean people that were staying there, and these people, they had been owing her rent money, and she had them staying at her house simply because those people, they had some gold and they had not yet found any way to sell their gold. And she was hoping that if she could find someone who knew where she could be able to go with those Zimbabwean people so that they can sell their gold that they had came with from Zim, then she will become rich overnight. She even said that the person that is going to help me, I'm going to give that person even 50%. So I had heard about gold, but I had never seen gold, and I did not even know how expensive or cheap it was. As we were speaking on the phone, our conversation mainly, it was no longer about love, but it was about that gold that the Zimbabwean people had. I even asked her one day, and I said, you know what, how about you send me the pictures so that I can be able to see what the gold looks like? And then she said, thank you for being a very good man. I know that I'll be safe with you. How about we go around looking for these Indians that are said to buy this gold, then we can share. And then she sent me the pictures, and I saw that it was real gold. So, brother, I then decided not to tell my wife anything, because later on she then suggested over the phone that if I have any money, what we could do was that we could buy this gold from these Zimbabwean people. And she was saying that they were so stupid, they did not even know anything about money. We could rob them. We could even buy fake money. She said if she knew any Nigerian that was making fake money, she wanted to buy it so that she can give these people, and then she'll become so rich. I then said that no, there is no need for you to buy fake money, otherwise you'll get arrested. I have money in my account. This woman, she was so beautiful. I had seen beautiful women, but this one, she was extraordinary. The way that her body was so shaped, I even imagined being inside of him each and every time. And this woman, she made me to feel so amazing. She would even do video calls where she would be naked. But one thing that she did was to avoid her face at all the times. She did not want that. Even when she would send me her pictures, she would just cover her face with an emoji. So I don't know, maybe these people, they use Muti or what, because all of a sudden I started sending some screenshots to that woman, telling her that I had saved all of this money, and I did not even tell her that this was the money that I and my wife had been saving for all of those years. She was like, you are very rich and we can buy this gold. And she said, okay, what I'm going to do before you come to see me, how about I tell these people from Zim if they have any relative that has more gold, so that we can become millionaires once and we don't have to deal with them anymore. I said that is fine. In the meantime, what I started to do, brother, was that every day I would go to different ATMs and I would withdraw money until all the money that was in the savings account, the only money that was remaining was 20K from the 300K that we had managed to save. So this 20K, I just left it in the account. So my wife did not even know that I had made a withdrawal of around 268 that I had managed to withdraw from the account. And I was keeping this money in the house. And I don't know, maybe these people, they were using charms on me. Some of the money that was the remaining one, on the 280, I put fuel, and I also bought nice presents for this woman, since it was going to be the first time that I was going to meet her. So then I drove from Joburg and I went to Sosha. I met her at this other taxi rank. When I met him, brother, there was something that happened, because I felt my heart beating so fast. I saw this girl, she was with 5 men that she was speaking with. But then when she saw me, she pretended as if she was not speaking with those people. As for her beauty, she was the most beautiful woman that I had ever seen. She got into the car. She then started kissing me, and she even felt my manhood to feel if it was hard enough. And then that was when she said that she wanted us to go to a nice lodge before she takes me to her house. She said that, you know what, there are a lot of relatives that have visited my mom, so we can't go there. I want you to give it to me really hard, while at least I'm screaming for you. And I scream a lot during sex, and I hope that you are that type that gives it to a woman really hard, because I enjoy rough sex. Like, she confused me with that sex talk that she was having with me, and she was even holding it when I was driving around, until we arrived at this other place, which she said it was a lodge. We then entered there, and before we could make love, that was when she received a phone call, and then she started acting as if she was really sad. And then I asked him why she was sad, and then she said, those guys from Zim, they've said that they have found another person who is going to buy their gold, so I'm no longer in the mood anymore. Do you have the money so that I can speak with them before we sleep together? She was naked by then. And when a woman is naked, she is sitting on top of you, she's promising you love. You can end up doing things that you did not even plan on doing, because I wanted to be sure that the gold was there. And then we go close to a police station where we're going to do the deal, even though we won't be seen by the police. We'll just be sitting in the car whilst we were doing the deal. That was the idea that I had in my mind. She was even letting me do her with my finger. This made me to be even more crazy. But what she did rather was that she removed all of my clothes except for my boxer short. That was what I was wearing because she did not want to sleep with me. So when she was said, I then said, speak with them and let us hear if they will be able to assist us. And then she was happy. She started kissing me. And then she said, you are the best. I'm going to give you the best sex of your life. And I also want to become your wife one day and give you babies that are as beautiful as I am. And by then, my wife, maybe she was suspicious because she kept on calling me and calling me. And I could not hold the phone because I was with another woman, you see. And then she said that she has spoken with those Zimbabwean men. They were on their way coming to the lodge, but they were scared since they did not have any passports. I even felt sorry for them since I knew that I was going to rob them. You know, when you are about to rob that person, you'll start to feel sorry for them. Those Zimbabweans, they came and it was 6 of them. They were so dirty and they were wearing these cheap clothes. And I did not even think that these were people that had been staying in South Africa for a very long time. But one of the guy, even though he was wearing cheap clothes, but he was wearing a sneaker which was an Air Force sneaker. This made me to be very suspicious that this person, it is said that he has recently came to South Africa, but he is wearing this original shoe. What is going on here? But I chose to ignore it. By then, my girlfriend, she had already dressed up and I was still wearing a t-shirt and a boxer short. And she said that these men, they can't see me like this. So she was wearing all of her clothes. And then I started to do the business deals with those guys. At first, she was with me. She was even convincing me that we were supposed to do it. But then she just sneaked out of the room. How she got out, it was like, she said, baby, let me take your phone so that I can take some selfies outside because here it is too dark. So she was holding my phone and then she went outside. She even wanted the keys to the vehicle that I had at that time. I had to sell it and gave the money to my ex-wife. It was a VW Polo that I had bought as well. And my life was moving very well. I had planned everything before this whole scam had happened. And she wanted the keys to that Polo that I had been driving. And I said, no, I can't give you that. I want to also go out. I don't know why I refused. And then she went outside saying that she will be back. She wanted to take some selfies. In the meantime, those Zimbabweans, they were showing me diamonds, gold, and they said that they wanted us to make a deal if I had the money. So then I opened the bag that I had that was full of money. Then I even saw one of the guy, he was smiling. They then told me that in order for me to know that it was real gold, they were going to taste it for me. They said that this is mercury. It was a liquid stuff that they took out and then they put it on the gold. And they said, you see, these are the results. This is not fake gold. It is real gold. They said that they would take the money. They were afraid of South Africans. So they were afraid that I was going to call my friends so that they can come and rob those guys. So they did not even want to count the money. They just grabbed the bag of money and they acted as if they were really nervous. I even felt that I was being someone that was a threat to them since I was South African. I did not know that these guys, they were the ones that were robbing me. And then they went out. I waited. And when I waited, I really did not care when they did not return because I was looking at the gold. I was amazed at how beautiful the gold was. They even gave me a bonus and they said in their language, it is Marcella that we have given you so that you can sell it and make more money. Thank you for assisting us without robbing us. So I was excited that this was the time for me to become wealthy. I even saw myself buying at least 4 taxis all at once and looking for drivers, and I'll just be enjoying money with my wife, and we were not going to start with 1 taxi and life was going to be amazing. That was what I had in mind at that time. Little did I know that I had been playing the game with people that knew how to play the game more than I could do. After 30 minutes had passed, that was when my mind returned back to sex. And I said, where is my girlfriend? And I looked for her phone. So when we were busy with the money, like my girlfriend, she had left her phone. So when I was busy being focused on the gold that was being tested, one of the guy then stole the phone and I was left with no phone. I looked for the phone and I said, oh, damn it, those people, they have stolen my phone. So I grabbed that small plastic that had the gold and I hid it underneath my t-shirt. I did not want people to know that I was having real gold since I had already given those people all of the money that I had. And then when I went outside, I walked around, I could not see my girlfriend. I then went to the reception area and I said, I was with this beautiful girl. She was like this. She was wearing such and such a dress. Did you see her? Because she was taking some selfies outside. And then that woman who was by the reception area said, oh, yeah, that one. She went out with these other guys. There was a car that came and picked them up and they went away. And I was like, oh my God, these people, they have robbed me. But I did not want to tell that woman because I still had hopes that was like this was real gold. So then I got into the vehicle. I had no phone and my wife had been calling me. And then I drove back to Joburg. I knew this other old man and I went to him. That was from Malawi and he had been working in the mines for a very long time. I went to him and I spoke with him and I told him that I had some gold that I had managed to buy from these other guys that were from Zim. He laughed and he said that, are these guys from Social? And I said, yes. And he just spit some saliva and he said, ha, those people, they've robbed you. It is not real gold. Anyway, let us see the gold. The moment that I opened the plastic, he then said, ah, my boy, they have robbed you. There is no gold like this. And when I was looking at it, it was like gold because you could see the color. He then said, no, this is like fine gold. They have just coated what they call brass and they have coated it in gold. Watch and see. And then he did an experiment and then he said to me, you can bite it. If it is real gold, it is supposed to taste as if you trying to lick the battery. That is what you are supposed to feel on the tip of your tongue. It was quiet. I felt nothing. But still, he said, if you do not want to believe, I'll call this other man. He called this Nigerian man who buys gold. He came with a scale. The moment that he put it on the scale, he then shook his head and he said, this is not gold. As big as it is supposed to weigh a lot. This is fake. It is not gold. He then took out the mercury and then the gold that I had been given, it started to burn after he had poured the liquid mercury on top of it. And then I saw the brass that was underneath the gold coating that they had put on that brass. And it was as if they had just used even a tap to create that stone that they said that it was real gold. I was hurt. Now I was thinking about my wife. I had not yet gone home. By the time that I arrived home, the relatives were there. I told them everything that had happened. And then she said that she wanted a divorce and I had to sell the car. And I gave her the money, including the money that was in my account. And my wife, she moved on with her life. And I am stuck to this very day. I had managed to achieve quite a lot when I came to Joburg, thinking that if I can make this deal, I was going to become rich once and for all. I did not even know that there are people who are like that, that sell fake gold. So each and every time when it is December, since this happened on the 18th of December, it is a very traumatic day for me. Sometimes I do not even want to be sober on that day because it reminds me of the time when I nearly got rich, but I was robbed. I had money that was in my account. If only I had bought a vehicle at that time with the money, at least I would have said that I bought my vehicle and maybe it had an accident. It was better not to just lose money like that. And then people, they give you fake gold, money that I had worked for For 3 good years, I had worked for that money, but nothing came out of it. So this is my confession. When you post my story, you will tell me, I will follow in the comment section. Wherever they are, including that woman, I just say, may God curse you for what you did to me. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brother, and he's saying that it happened on the 18th of December when he went to Sosham and he was scammed there by a woman, and including other men that were from Zim that had fake gold. Has it ever happened to you? You can come to our inbox and you can share with us your own side of the story.